Hello friends, welcome to Intronaut channel. This is the place here on YouTube where we do weekly tarot reading, and today I invite you to join me on the reading for the year 2020. I kind of made a decision to open 6 cards and to peek into the future, so I invite you all to join me on today's reading. Before I start, I would like to say Happy New Year to everybody. I hope you gain much rest, so for the new year to take over. Before we start, let's interconnect. Let's pick an instrument, sing a song, or take a moment, you know, to create the needed space for reading to happen. So, you are welcome to join my experimentations with sound, but mostly welcome to do your own. I already opened the cards and put them on the table, and I will move, the scenery there. So let's see what the cards have to say. So as you can see, I already placed the cards in their position. So there are some positions that we'll discuss while we open the cards. And the first position is the position of the support, and the card that comes in this place is the King of Pentacles. So this is the main theme of support for the 2020. And what it means is that the intelligence that is able to combine knowledge and experience will be supported this year. So it means that it will be harder and harder to be fooled, so the manipulation, the fake, the lies, everything will be easy to recognize and easier to deal with. So when we recognize it, we create a distance from it so we can see what is this really about. And when we see that the damage that confusion is doing, we'll automatically start to take better care of ourselves. Of course, we'll start to take care better of our body, and we'll start to listen to the body and listen to the messages. But we will also start to take better care of our interests. So it will manifest on all planes of life. And of course, when we start to take care about ourselves, then we became protected from confusion and the draining that is doing. So the main thing this year seems to be in realizing what is important and what is serving us. This is also a card of bravery, the kind of bravery that make people go to wars. So here is a suggestion that all the courage needed to deal, with confusion and to deal with madness will be at our disposal. So we will have that kind of courage to deal with it. And maybe also the card is suggesting how to deal with confusion. And as we can see here, the king is suggesting this passive, non-active, non-reactive, response with a certain lack of emotional involvement. So this is kind of, a recipe how to deal with confusion this year. And if you try it, you will see that it works very well. The next card and the next position is the position of obstacles. And the card that lands in this position is kind of pointing of what kind of obstacles we will meet this year. And the page of wands here is suggesting that maybe this year there will be a question of faithfulness rising. So this will be kind of, kind of problem that will uh, come in many aspects of our life. And of course, this will not be only a question of faithfulness, in a personal relationship with friends or family, but also, the faithfulness to ourselves, the faithfulness to the higher ideals. Will questions like, are we really faithful to our beliefs? Are we really faithful to what we think and how we speak, what we do? So these kind of questions will arise. And of course, definitely the good question this year is, to try to answer, is the way of life that we live right now really serving us? And, it's a very, very good question to be asked. So, the page of wands also kind of suggests that there will be a bit of indifference to secular hierarchy, which as an obstacle points that some effort will be needed to keep the politics in order, to maybe make right decisions, to maybe pay our bills, do our taxes, anything involving bureaucracy will need some kind of effort. And also, maybe if we have a strong issue about something, a strong belief about something this year, it may present itself for what it really is. So that in itself can, at the beginning, seems like an obstacle. But, we have to understand that obstacles are there for us to remove them, and in reality, we are removing something that is no longer serving us on, our way um, to where we're going. So, yes, and maybe as a page is looking where he's going, and the next card that will open is something that is above us, so something that we are looking for, and certainly the page of wands is looking for a spiritual hierarchy, that's for sure. But what will be the main theme For a majority of us this year, it's suggesting that we will be looking, for guidance. But this is not only like a spiritual guidance, or we will not be looking for some kind of spiritual experience, but mainly guidance on how to live life on earth. So, how to make this work? We will be asking, like, the basic questions about how to, cooperate and live together. And for that, we will be kind of focusing on the law that comes from divine realms. So maybe the laws that are coming from, solid ground are not enough. So we will be, looking for laws that come from divine realms. Of course, this card also suggests that we'll be kind of in the search for a purpose to serve to higher goals, and to recognize, to be available to others. So this will in itself increase a need, for a sense of responsibility and a sense for devotion. So this is going to be something that we'll be looking for in this year. As we can see already, that the cards are really kind of pointing to a very kind of, um, exciting year. And the next card that will open is something that is under us, something that we already have, and something that we can use. So the Three of Pentacles in this position suggests that it is our connections to people that can help us get where we want to go or where we want to be. So this is a very important maybe thing in this year, to use our connections. And the connections suggested here in this card are the connections between classes, between castes, let's say it like that. Is definitely not a spiritual hierarchy, but a real secular one. So, you know, still kind of implicates the confidence that comes from when we are having a plan, and that is keeping us and our attention on work that needs to be done. It's keeping our attention on the important things. So well, the connections. And the second thing that maybe is important for this year is that, this is a card of collaboration between two different worlds, two different classes. So they come together to work and create the way towards progress and towards prosperity. So this year we can use our connections, and also the skill, we can use the skill that we already have to collaborate between two different worlds. Also, if you already found your calling or your purpose, that will be of course helpful. And if you already have some kind of recognition or some kind of glory, this year it will serve you to get where you want to be. So let's see the next card, that is on the position, something that is behind us. So something that happened before now, and the now is kind of, the result of that. So the Judgment card in this position kind of points that something what was done, and suggests that the change of position already happened, that the change of position already took place. So this is now like another chance for us to improve our position. So for that reason, some of the unnecessary weight was lifted. And of course, it looks like that the work of angels is done, and now it is our turn, to take responsibility for life on earth, to take responsibility for the cycles of life. And of course, now that we have already been given that opportunity, and with the very interesting set of cards, it would be interesting to see where this is like taking us. And the next position is the position of what's ahead of us, what's awaiting. And this is a wonderful card. It's a very positive card, and this is something that calls for great discoveries. This is very important. So this year we'll have some personal and of course wider discoveries. This is also a card again of collaboration with favorable enterprises, you know. So we could very easily oversee this year that the right effort always brings right results, so that of course will strengthen our position. And not only in our environment or in our society, but also in our in life in general. So maybe if this card has a suggestion for us, it is maybe to be up and ready at sunrise in order, to accomplish everything and to be a great example. So as we can see, this is a very interesting reading. I opened the 6 cards and there are many pairs seems to happen. We have a pair of major arcana here, and we have a pair of royal family here, and we have a pair of trees here, 3 of wands, 3 of pentacles. So also we have a pair of cards where 3 people are here involved, and we have a pair of wands and a pair of pentacles. So it's a very interesting reading which suggests that let's say 4 of wands and 4 of pentacles. 4 is the number of the year 2020, and it suggests the great balancing interplay between wands and pentacles. So the wands represent fire, the element of fire. So the fire is the starting point of all evolution, and the pentacles, they are the earth element, coming down to earth, coming down to solid ground, which is all initiation starts here. So the pentacles are giving us the great support on our journey. So it's our journey to unite in oneness. And speaking of that, is kind of okay, the number 4 is important for this year, but as we can recognize, the number 3 is hiding in every card that opened today, and we can see that number 3 is gonna be everywhere. So we're gonna be dealing with the basic stuff, because the number 3 is the basic number. So in general, this number suggests order on the level of mind or on the level of spirit, so this is in God or in cosmos or in human. So it's pointing that this year really kind of, will take us to the core of our matter, and try to enrich it with the spirit. So it looks like a very promising year, and okay, this is it from this angle, and now we'll make another angle. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you gained some information about the year that is coming, and it looks promising. So, just take it easy and everything will be just fine. So, this is it. I'm looking forward to hear from you. I'm looking forward to see you. Goodbye.